I believe right now it is time to prepare everybody for the bull market. And to elaborate upon that, right now you have to prepare adequately to reap the most benefit in the next bull market, which I think has actually officially already started. But still, in this video, I want to quickly give you guys some thoughts as to what I'm buying right now and how I'm preparing for the next couple of months and for what's about to happen. It's going to be a short video where I'm hoping to give you some insights in how the major VCs do it, as right on the other side of the room, somebody who does not want to be on the screen is a person with a net worth of over $200 million that just shared with me his story, and I want to share a little bit more of those insights with you guys as well. So, the story is pretty simple. Right now, we're in a pretty negative market. Bitcoin has been stable for a long while, and you generally speaking don't see this for prolonged periods of time. And for that reason, and a lot of banks have actually posted this too, the moment that we are going to be breaking out ever so slightly, it's most likely going to be a pretty exponential move, moving over in towards the next year where things are about to go absolutely insane. What I mean with that is just a heavy bull market, the heaviest we've ever seen, with prices just ballooning out of this world. And to prepare for that, first of all, I'm going to say, guys, make sure you press that like button, as, well, there's no incentive for me to make this video except for just trying to help out another brother or sister or just somebody watching this video with insights that I get from around the world. Trust me when I say right now, there's no hook, there's no cranny. All I'm trying to do here is help you guys out a little bit with the insights that I've gotten. That's it. To continue on. So right now we're in a little bit of a stable market. What we have often noticed is that after a stable market, we see a heavier breakout, a heavier move, because people are not necessarily bored, but the price is consolidated for so long that usually afterwards the moves are a lot more significant. Now, there are a lot of metrics, also some of which I've actually shown throughout the past year, that suggest that right now the bear market is basically over. Not officially. Here, for example, this is the 2-year moving average, and the moment we get above the green line, people consider the bull market to be back. But most other analytics and charts that I've shown you guys, they basically showcase the deepest point is in, and if we follow the halving cycles as well, we estimate another all-time high is going to be in potentially at the end of 2024, beginning of 2025, and the build-up has already started, similarly to what we saw when the bear market dip was March of 2020, but the all-time high was like October of 2021. It took about a year and a half. Right now, we can also state the dip of the dip was a couple months ago. And if we also estimate the all-time high takes about a year and a half, potentially 2 years, yeah, we're going to be sitting at that end of 2024, maybe beginning of 2025, with right now the build-up already happening. As I said, right now it's been stable though, and the best thing in these stable times to go for is, in my opinion, coins with proper fundamentals that have good power, I guess, or good communities to stay relevant and to stay strong if things were to actually take a downside for a short term. It is possible that the dip is in, but we still go towards $20,000, even $19,000, something like that. It is possible. Not the most likely scenario, but still possible. And so what we're buying right now is those stronger coins that are almost always likely to stay relevant. I'm talking in this case here about a Bitcoin, about an Ethereum, and in my opinion, it's better to go for a little basket of like 4 to 5 cryptocurrencies. Again, I've been discussing this with a lot of people, and even just now, I got recommended to buy at least 4 different coins because in most people's opinion, Bitcoin will stick around, but it's wise to diversify into some other sorts of tech, like for example, an IOTA, or for the riskier among us, potentially an XRP. Again, those I'm buying in this more stable market right now, just for the further downside potential, or if the market were to reverse back up, coins that are almost always likely to continue on the upside. Again, a lot of coins that saw an all-time high in 2021, like a Solana, might never see that all-time high again, or might never see those gains again. And as we all know, 99% of the coins in the market will never get back to those levels. They just won't, because that's the point now. Point number 2, the new cycle. Once we actually start climbing and Bitcoin goes towards like the $40,000 mark, somewhere along that ballpark, what we're going to be doing is switching our focus from these more stable, more bear market viable type of cryptocurrencies with still good upside and good likelihood of returning back to all-time high, to coins that have the new trend, the new boom. Where a little while ago, for example, it was meme coins that were absolutely insane. We also had NFT summer, we had DeFi summer, or DeFi winter actually, and we had many of these crazes and phases. Right now, we're going to have to be looking at what the next big phase is going to be. Many have speculated that last time it might have been metaverse and gaming. This time around, it might be AI. And trust me when I say, that people who say they know, they don't. And even I and none of these people know exactly what the next trend is going to be, as it's most likely being cooked up by some major firms. But the problem is, major firms, like the major institutions like BlackRock, etc., they make your sector because of all the investment coming in, but the major firms also break your sector. Anyway, when we're talking about major firms making it right now, we're talking about those fundamental builders like an Aptos, like a Sui, that a lot of people are buying right now. And a lot of those guys, they look at what these previous bull run founders have built, for example, the founder of IOTA, and they're looking at what they're building right now, those newer projects, and they invest into those. Because where last run, it was, for example, a Solana, major layer one, a lot of popularity, they got a lot of boom and hype. Most likely, since all the FUD was around, it's not going to be another Ethereum that picks itself back up and crosses the all-time high and goes insane again and again and again. But there's a good chance that Solana is going to follow EOS's path of just going downwards. It does not mean the price is only going to be going down, but I mean up less than a lot of other coins at least. So basically downwards in ranking from, let's just call it number 8. I'm not sure which it is, 12 or something, just down lower and lower, even though still gradually it might go up in price and in terms of market cap. And a couple of other more VC-backed, as of this point, cryptos in the up and coming, in that haven't gotten their hype spike just quite yet. Maybe only during launch, but not really in terms of a bull run, like an Aptos and a Sui that could be picking up the next big run. Anyway, we're going to have to make another video the moment that we get more towards this major run of sorts when Bitcoin finally starts to pick up back attention. Because what I said a little while ago is that right now I'm also thinking of coins like Quant, XDC, HBAR, and a couple coins in that nature, XRP again, because they have such a good community, IOTA too. They have such a good community, and that's for that reason I think that the next bull run comes along, a lot of it is going to be fueled by TikTok and retail hype, and since these coins are so good at keeping their communities, ADA is another good one, maybe that's going to be the big boom, right? Well, I got slapped in the face a little bit because, well, what is the retail known for? It's for being very fearful. So which are a couple of coins they might actually want to kind of skip out on the next run, depending on how the US decides to ram us in the back? It might be coins that have had a lot of pressure from the SEC. That's a counter argument that some people have thrown up. And my point here being, even though I'm still extremely bullish on these coins and the communities are just golden, and last couple of runs they've done extremely well because of all this social media marketing, I'm going to call it, there is a little expectation that they might be feared too much because of all this SEC pressure in the US, or potentially some other new pressure coming from a regulatory body. I don't agree with that, but it is being said out there. And again, a lot of people are just focusing right now on these up-and-comer layer ones that potentially also could flow into layer twos. And I put up this picture right here because Standard Chartered, the bank, they basically stated that 2024 is going to get Bitcoin to 120,000, partially on the basis that as the prices go higher towards like $50,000 and whatnot, well, the fact that it's before the halving still will allow these miners that are right now in profit because they sell an X amount of Bitcoin to get to that same sort of profitability by selling less Bitcoin. And before the halving, that could actually spike prices a little bit more. I know, obviously, as the profitability goes up, the difficulty goes up, and usually it kind of goes back to a center, but that does not mean still that they won't essentially be able to sell a little bit less Bitcoin to get the same amount of profit. And for that reason, the bank thinks the price is going to be going up. But let me tell you yet again what I said at the start. We don't really care too much about Bitcoin's ultimate price. The only thing that matters is the direction that it goes in, because we all know Bitcoin is most likely here to stay for at least a long while. I'm not sure if it's going to be the currency forever because new tech develops so quickly, but it's going to be around for a good while. But it's not the most profitable. It decides the direction that the market goes for right now. What is most profitable in the bearish, uncertain market is, in my opinion, coins that stay relevant throughout time, which again, I personally think are going to be your Ethereum, your XRP, a lot of coins in that nature. Higher in market cap, noticing a general positive trend. XRP, I know, is a little bit more of a gambly one, but the community is so tight. An IOTA, a Chainlink, those stay relevant, and they are just going to keep building again and coming back up with the markets. But if we're talking most profitable in actual bull market times, it is your meme tokens. It is your up-and-coming major VC-backed proper funding for marketing type of layer ones like the Aptos and Sui. The next big trend, which could be AI tokens, just because people are going to be aping in. And in my opinion, really, whatever is going to be popular on TikTok and whatnot, if you buy them quick enough, very often you could turn $1,000 into $40,000 in just a couple of days because of how crazy things go. We saw it with Shiba Inu. A guy turned $8,000 into a couple billion. Not realized, I don't think he sold too much of it, but the idea is there. Even if you just cashed out 5 million bucks, whatever, that's just massive, right? And that'll happen in such a short time span. Happened with Pepe yet again as well. People turned a couple $1,000s into millions upon millions of dollars. The next time around, the next bull market, which is already here in my opinion, just building up right now, many people are going to be able to do that again if you prepare adequately. And how to prepare, in my opinion right now, stick with the major coins because you don't know which sector is going to pop off. Slowly, as Bitcoin actually gets over this threshold of being too stable, and we know then that there's not too much downside anymore because the upside just keeps like building basically, which will be decided very shortly, right? If we fall back down for Bitcoin, take a little bit of time with buying your riskier coins. If we start to go up again from here on forward, I'm going more aggressive on the altcoins and then diversify slowly but surely into riskier and riskier cryptos because I personally think that in 2025, somewhere at the end of it, somewhere in the middle, who knows, things are going to be crashing again. But if you play the game right, then almost everything will at least be going up, especially those riskier cryptos. They have a lot of pump and dump potential. That sounds strange. What I mean with that is a lot of them will do extremely well in the bull market, but just go to absolute garbage in a bear because the hype is gone. But if you time it well, that could be just absolutely insane. But guys, this was not news, I know, right? But it is something important that I want to tell you guys because I've been here for 10 years right now, straight 10 years, all right? It's a long ass time, but some people here have done way better than I have. And the most important thing I think I've fetched from them, from learning from them, is one thing is to listen to people that have achieved more, be quiet and listen to whenever they speak about these topics. It's really important. But second of all, it's to really be a little bit more risky. I've had this, maybe a lot of you guys have had it too, that you just see those gains and you want to hold on to them so you're not willing to risk even more. But the thing is, if you want to turn $5 million into $60 million, you can either be very lucky with a $100,000 investment that turns into 10 million, 100 million. It happens to a lot of people. Trust me when I say that this happens more often than you think with investors. But also, just basically take a good chunk, be willing to lose a good chunk in order to get the big monies. A lot of people do this. A lot of YouTubers you guys might know in the crypto space, they risk so much money to get the big bag. At the end of the day, it all depends on your risk profile, but a lot of people that have crazy money now were able to risk a lot of money in the past. That's just something you got to realize. So if you want to become a millionaire with only $1 to your name, maybe start working first to get some more capital to then invest it properly to make sure your money multiplies. Because I've always said this, I think if you've got $1,000 right now, I would risk the whole 1,000, even 10,000. I'd risk the whole 10,000 because depending on where you are, $10,000 I'll make again. But the opportunity to multiply it so extensively, you might never have again. And that's it.